special day, draft day. First one for the Crackbacks crew. So Crackbacks954. That's the hashtag. Check it out on Instagram. Find us on YouTube as well. So our first one gets draft
Let's
day.
go. NFL draft. We've been talking about this for years.
Draft day. A lot, and it's supposed to be a very eventful draft day. I hope that all the prognosticators are right.
This should be a fun first 10 picks.
Absolutely. I don't know which way I want to lean towards yet. I don't know if I want the.
Don't lean to the left, dog. Your ankle.
Oh, well, no, I'm good, bad. See, I don't know if I wanted to go smooth or if I want somebody's internet to go down and a pick to get missed. I don't know.
No, definitely want some type of disaster to happen to one of these teams, just not mine.
A little bit of chaos where they got like the 17-year-old son trying to figure
Speaking
out.
of teams, see the Dawkins, you bitches.
Remember, he's supposed to be cursing less. He's trying.
Yeah, I did make a pledge. If you see me waving over here, I'm trying to get rid of this cat.
Eagles.
Get out of here. You're being bad.
Eagles rumored to be moving up. What's the last thing you're hearing there? I know your eyes have been.
Woo! This could be it. Supposedly, we're talking to, for all the Eagles fans out there, there's rumors. We're talking to Carolina. We're talking to Vegas. We're talking to the Jets about moving up to get the receiver, to get the big weapon. Let's go!
First off, very nice use of Vegas there. I will say Oakland 2 or 3 times before the night is over. I'm pretty sure of it.
That's cool.
But if you're trying to move up, how far? Where are you picking at first off? I don't remember
that. We're sitting at 21 right now, where we can get a corner, a safety, maybe one of the second-tier wide receivers. But they're trying to move up to, the top 10. Oh, there goes my setup.
Your phone's excited.
Yeah, I think Vegas is at 7. The Jets are at 11. And there's another team, maybe Carolina, I think, like 12, 13 we were talking to, trying to get one of the top-tier receivers, either CeeDee Lamb or my man Henry Ruggs out of Alabama. That's who I want.
Judy's dropping. Something about some undisclosed injury or something?
Which could be a huge smokescreen. Giants were rumored to be all over Judy. And then apparently he had some kind of injury that he didn't disclose that everybody found at the combine. And now a lot of teams are saying they're taking him off the draft board.
Now Carolina's at 7. So you're moving
from
to 7. It's going to be expensive. I mean,
it'll be a lot, man. And I'm on record as saying I don't like giving up that many picks to move up. In the NFL these days, it's a cap league. Usually you find a lot of NFL starters in the second and third round, good quality dudes that won't be too expensive. Get them on a real cheap rookie contract for the first 3-4 years. And, to give up 2 or 3 of those guys to move up and take a chance on one player, not really the recipe, not the way to go.
Because you're basically doing almost the same move that Atlanta did. It's a little bit less. You're going from 21 maybe up to 7 if you're talking to Carolina.
But I don't see any of these. I don't see any of these guys being Julio. I see CeeDee Lamb. Good comp for me is, if he can be DeAndre Hopkins, I see that, maybe happening. He's got good speed, great route runner, hands catcher. CeeDee Lamb could be that. Ruggs, I think, could be Tyreek Hill.
But bigger.
Yeah, he's taller.
Yeah, he's longer. He's taller. Judy.
And once he gets into an NFL training room and starts eating on an NFL budget, Ruggs is going to get a lot bigger.
Agreed. No, but Judy, they haven't. I've looked everywhere and I can't find where they're saying the actual injury is. This guy was, 2 months ago, hands down, he would have been the first guy off the board. Now he's sliding maybe 3 or 4. He's a little bit on the shorter side, but apparently his route running is perfection. But if his injury has him sliding, somebody may get a steal somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, supposedly Gettleman loved him, and the Giants were going to take him at 4. So it might just be Gettleman trying to shoot out some injury rumors so nobody moves up for him.
That's too high.
And we all know that's how the NFL draft is.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Gettleman's crazy, though. But even if Judy's perfectly healthy, if he's never had a twisted ankle in his entire life, that's too high. What was that, 4? That's way too high.
I just wanted to take a moment to compliment you on the hat selection this evening.
This was actually
Yeah, baby.
this last year's draft hat. The new draft hats, because they dropped the new logo. The one's pretty similar to the shirt I had, but the Falcons.
That shit's dope. That's dope.
I looked it up, and I wouldn't have gotten it in time. They sold out like immediately. So you have to be in Atlanta and then go to like a Modell's or something to buy one.
I'm going to tell you one thing, man. I saw the pictures of the new uniforms the other day, and Julio standing straight up in the black one. He's looking jacked.
Yo, and the
Julio's looking diesel.
Julio is looking. Well, he's just hit 30, so you're at your full man strength.
Oh, man strength
at 30. The uniforms are growing on me. When I first saw them, I liked the all black and I liked the all white. But all of them are growing on me. Even the one with the gradient, what that is, that's a shout out to the old Hawks uniforms, the ones that had the bird straight across, like the condor on the front.
Okay, yeah.
When the Kimbe was on the team, it was red and blended into black, so that's why they did it there. So I understand where it's coming from now.
I think what you meant to say was Muggsy Bogues.
Muggsy never played on the Hawks, man.
Shout out to Muggsy.
Shout out to Muggsy, friend of the program. Muggsy, favorite little man. He's fun to play with on NBA 2K2. You can get 1 million steals. Anyway, we're getting off track here. So Ruggs, that's your guy. That's who you want, hands down. Draft runs perfect. That's who you want is Ruggs.
I want the trade up for Ruggs. I won't be mad at the trade up for CeeDee Lamb. But if we sit at 21 and do nothing, I'm going to be pissed.
So some movement has to happen. So what if Judy starts sliding and you take him at 18? How do you feel about that?
I'll take it.
It's going to be a lot cheaper. That's all I'm saying. That if
I'll take it. I mean, unless he's got like a spine fracture or like scoliosis or some shit.
Man,
an ankle can heal, man.
Spinal stenosis is nothing. Gronk been balling for years.
Yeah, man. Gronk, best tight end ever lived. He slipped to the second round because his back was fucked up.
Yeah, he supposedly.
Here I am. I'm cursing already on draft night.
On draft night, yeah. Full beard, cursing.
Yeah, it's time for the draft and it's time for this beard to go. The beard is going.
So Atlanta, I don't think the ultimate dream is going to happen. Washington's not playing along. The package they came with. Now, they didn't say if Washington was just flat out, you could flex with that, don't come back. But they were given this year's first, obviously, which flip-flop this year. Next year's first.
No way.
This year's second, third, and one of the fourths. We have a fourth. So
see that you're trading like 4 or 5 starters to go up and take a shot at one guy.
Agreed.
That's against my philosophy.
I'm on the same board with you with that. I mean, Belichick wouldn't do it either. You don't want to give up that many players. But if this dude's the dude, it would have been nice. But anyway, I don't think that's going to happen anyway. Washington looks like they're actually going to hold on to the pick. Daniel Snyder looks like he's going to make an actual good decision for once. However many years he's been there, that's the worst.
So hold up. Just to explain this to the listeners and the viewers, you and I have talked about the Atlanta picks and what they were trying to do for a while. Yeah. What you're talking about was them moving up for Chase Young, moving all the way up to 2 to get Chase Young.
Last couple of days, your phone passed out again. Last couple of days, that's what they've been talking about. All the beat writers in Atlanta and even the radio up there, how they're tossing all these picks.
But
trying to move all the way up to 2.
I'm going to let you know that I was watching the NFL draft preview on NFL Network, and my man Bucky Brooks thinks that Derek Brown from Auburn is the best defensive player in the draft.
Yeah.
Over Chase Young.
And if we've been talking to the Giants, if we move to 4, it's going to be for Brown. If we move, or Okuda, 4 is the intriguing number. Because 2, you know who you're taking it to 100%. You go down there, you get 2, you get Chase Young. But if you're at 4, it gets a little interesting now. So you've got Brown, just like you said, that Bucky Brooks said, the best player in the draft. He's a massive guy. We got Grady in the middle. Every team needs a guy named Grady on it. We got Grady Jarrett in the middle. Brown next to him would be dope.
Bro,
Okuda,
I love me some Okuda. I love Okuda.
We just let go of Marcus not Marcus, that's his brother. Desmond Trufant. So technically we don't have a number 1, even though the kid from Colorado, Isaiah Oliver, they say can slide into that. We also drafted a kid out of Ohio State last year, Sheffield, who's a straight burner. and he played way better than expected. He was a third-round pick. So those are our two corners kind of going in right now. We're probably going to come out of this draft with at least one corner somewhere in there. So Okudah wouldn't be a bad start. I really like the Brown, though, because we've had an issue getting to the quarterback, and him eating up blockers would help.
I love Okudah, and it is a passing league. The number one most important position is quarterback. Right after that is pass rusher and corner. I do love Okudah, but there's only so many humans alive that are as big and fast as Derek Brown.
Agreed.
Derek Brown is 6'5", 6'6", every bit of 280, 290. And I've seen him in games run down mobile quarterbacks from behind. Just run them down and swallow them up like a bear. There's not many humans alive that can do that. You take that guy.
So if we get all the way up to 4.
God damn it. Sorry.
No, you're good. Say hi to the cat. We got pets coming on here. We saw Padme, the Frenchie, the other day. What's the name? The cat's name again? I can never remember that cat's name.
Morty.
Yeah, terrible name. So another
Rick and Morty. Such a hater.
Oh, that's terrible. You don't like the cartoon either, so don't come at me.
I love Rick and Morty. What are you talking about?
It's just okay, dude.
Don't misrepresent me.
Squidbillies was better.
Squidbillies is fantastic.
There's a lot of directions that Atlanta can go in. We stay at 16, which I don't think we're going to. We're probably looking at a second-tier tackle or a second-tier corner. If we move up, it's for Brown or for Henderson or for Kinlaw. And if I'm ranking them,
Henderson from Florida?
That's the name they've been floating out a lot. He's the number 2 corner.
No way.
I don't want him either.
He's not a top 10 pick.
We're down here in South Florida, and I got a lot of friends who are Gator fans, so I reach out to say, asking, and all of them are saying he's a good corner, but he gets beat deep. Getting beat deep in the NFL is not good.
He's not a top 10 pick. Let's put it that way.
If we stayed at 16 and got Henderson, I wouldn't be upset then. But if we're moving up, it's
Wakandate.com, Wakanda's first and only dating site. Filtered by tribe, superpower, or how friendly they are with the colonizers. Wakandate.com. Tell them, Forrest, it is where the panther hunts for a mate. Wakandate.com.
Will kind of reach what he's supposed to. Now,
Grandma,
you said Dwayne that Brown was 290, 300. My boy weighed into the combine at 326.
What?
326.
Yo, 326 and moving.
Yeah, 326. He's 6'5", 326. Just a massive human being.
You can't teach that. It rarely happens on Earth.
And guess what?
You draft that guy.
The kid's from Sugar Hill, Georgia.
The Sugar Hill gang, bro. From way back.
He's right down the street. Plus, Sugar Hill, Georgia, he's country strong. You've got to block him with 4 people. So I'm excited. I'm fired up. I can't wait for
it's draft night.
It's draft night. It is draft night. So we're gonna hop off for a second. Pay some bills. Gonna be back. We got some callers coming in. The Crackbacks crew is growing.
We got some guests, and the goal for next year is to live stream the draft with multiple guests.
Absolutely. Be back in just a moment. Crackbacks.
Wakandate.com, Wakanda's first and only dating site. Filtered by tribe, superpower, or how friendly they are with the colonizers. Wakandate.com. Tell them, Forrest, it is where the panther hunts for a mate. Wakandate.com.
Crackbacks, and we're back here. It's had to pay a few bills. You've met his older brother, the old man, Prince William.
Prince William.
The one who was soon to be king. Here's the younger version over here. We got Mike Sage in the building coming. He's wearing a Miami shirt, but he's actually physically in New Jersey.
That's it. Representing.
I can attest though. He's a Dolphins diehard.
Absolutely.
Emphasis on the word hard.
Don't ask me why, but yeah, absolutely.
Live guest.
Yes. First live guest in Crackback history.
I'm glad to be here.
So, Mike, we're going to get your thoughts on the Dolphins draft in a second here, but I had a quick, you've heard of fuck, marry, kill before. So I've got a sign, a start, bench, and cut for you, all right?
Okay.
It's the 3 best bald quarterbacks in the history of the NFL. So you've got to start, bench, or cut Matt Hasselbeck, Brian Hoyer, and Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins got the plugs.
Does he? Kirk
Got the
Cousins?
plugs.
Really?
I'll put it up on the Instagram page. When he was on the Redskins, it was gone. He got the LeBron treatment when he got the big contract with Minnesota. I'll put the picture up.
I mean, he's not that old.
You got Hasselbeck, you got Brian Hoyer, and you got Kirk Cousins.
You definitely got to start Cousins. You know, I guess you bench Hasselbeck, and then Hoyer. He's a Patriot, so you got to get that guy out of here.
Get that guy out of here.
Get him out of here.
Hoyer couldn't even start on the Browns. Get him out of
here. He just keeps going back to New England. Hell with that guy.
So I went quarterbacks here because we talked a little bit before we hopped online here. And we know that the Dolphins, a lot of people down here wanted two. Who do you want?
I mean, I've been going back and forth. I'd take the shot. I would take the shot, and I would go for Tua. It's been 20 years of the wrong guy. And listen, you never know, something happens, guys get hurt. But I think the potential, if he can stay healthy, if you build a wall around the guy, I think that outweighs it. I would do it. I would go for it. You got 3 first-round picks.
Get some line.
I would take Tua, and I would just stack the line.
So are you saying sit at 5 and hope you get him, or you're saying trade everything you can to go to 2 and grab him?
No, I think I would stay at 5.
Well, 2's not happening. Washington already said no, that 2's not happening. So you'd be talking to
Detroit.
Who's open talking about stuff.
I think you just have to worry about the Chargers jumping and going, but I don't know. It's a cat and mouse game right now. You know what I mean? Everybody's lying. Everybody's telling stories. Yeah. I probably would sit and wait. If he's there at 5, I would take him because I'd like to keep 3 draft picks.
Hell yeah!
You need a lot. If you were a team that's right on the cusp there, like you are, like honestly, San Diego should be the one talking about moving all the way up. They've got a pretty stacked offense. I mean, I know they let Gordon go, but they've got Eckler still there, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen. The tight end's pretty good. The line's decent. They're the one that Phillip Rivers just passed his prime. They should be looking at a quarterback more so than the Dolphins for sure.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah, I mean, if I had my ideal scenario, I would say stay at 5. He's there, you take him. I may even try to jump up a little bit from 18 if there was a tackle still there, But I definitely want no. I want no part of Herbert. I don't want no part.
What?
I don't know. I just don't. I mean, listen, I'm not gonna sit there.
Gets been high I'm not gonna Herbert for a while.
Listen to Papa Getz. Listen.
I mean, I don't sit here and watch Oregon games, on a Saturday night, 12 o'clock at night. But I don't know. I just don't see it. I look at it this way. If you give me Tua or Burrow, I'm taking those guys. If it's anybody else, I would reach for Fromm in the second round. Or third round.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, are you telling me that Herbert is significantly better than a guy you may get like a Jacob Eason later?
I like Eason a lot.
Pennington. You had a year of Chad Pennington. Fromm's arm is weaker than Pennington.
I mean, I know they say he doesn't have his arm ain't
play in the NFL, dude. He can't get the ball to where it needs
a guy that started in the SEC and was real successful. He chased away 2 guys.
Ken Dorsey led the most prolific offense
I hear you.
in the history of college football. Everybody else was nasty in the league.
That's true.
Hell yeah.
That's true.
But I'm scared of Herbert too because the pedigree of quarterbacks coming out of Oregon. You got Joey Harrington, Marcus Mariota, A.J. Feely, Chad.
Achilles Smith.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. It's scary. They haven't had anybody you could really look at and be like, at least that guy was dope. No one there.
Don't ever disrespect A.J. Feely like that again.
Dolphin fans love that guy.
Yeah, man.
A.J. Feely got
my dog.
Ridiculously high return on a trade. with
He
the-
was 5-0 for the Eagles, and then he brought us some draft picks.
Just another one in a long line. But I know
AJ
they,
Feely was the best out of the whole bunch that you just mentioned.
I know they talk about like it depends on who you listen to. Everybody's scared because they compare Herbert to Tannehill and this and that, but we've done that for so many years. You need a guy who's an alpha male, a Burrow, a Tua. If Tua didn't do, I know it's a big if. If the hip thing didn't happen, he'd be the number one pick probably.
He'd be number one easily.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that's a.
I don't know about easily, dude, because I mean, Burrow threw how many touchdowns did he have in the?
Yeah.
I like if
I like
the hip
Burrow
doesn't happen. If the hip doesn't happen, maybe Tua goes into the championship game and shreds LSU. Who knows?
It's also not the first injury for Tua. If it's one time, you say, all right, maybe it's a freak accident, but the guy keeps breaking.
I think the ankle things are, I don't know. The surgeries are different. They did the surgery so he could rush back. You know what I mean? Those are different. You know, the hip's just kind of a freak thing. I mean, listen, it ain't, it's not my job on the line. You know what I mean? But I think it just outweighs it. You know, like I think happening. He's gonna fall, and fucking Belichick's gonna come up and take this motherfucker.
I saw that. If he gets to the mid,
you know what I mean?
He's out there 15, 16, 17. Belichick's on the phone.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And then he'll be successful for another 10 years in New England. You know what I mean?
Listen, man,
I think
that's what I would do.
I think one thing we definitely need to do is take a second to appreciate this Mike Sach beard right here.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Looking like
luxurious.
It's a little too gray, but
you should dye.
Looking like Sons of Anarchy, dog.
Yo,
I'm gonna go jet black.
If you draft,
you're gonna dye it.
If you draft
no,
you should dye it orange, dolphin orange.
Oh, full orange. Yeah, all right.
Full orange.
If they do, I'll absolutely do that.
If you get
hell yeah.
I'll send you guys some pics later. I'll find something.
So who's your backup plan? Let's say somebody jumps you. San Diego jumps you. What's your back? We already know you don't like Herbert. Is Love your backup plan? Do you wait for Eason? Do you say screw it and sign Jameis? What's your backup plan? I'm trying to get Jameis a job, man. I think Jameis.
You've been trying to put Jameis on every team in the NFL.
I'm trying to get Jameis a job.
Every quarterback opening. Oh, they should grab Jameis.
Grab Jameis. Is there anybody better for
Cam
New
Newton
England to take right now than Jameis?
Cam Newton already won an MVP and went to a Super Bowl. Cam Newton.
Newton's right shoulder is made out of silly putty right now.
Yeah, but
he'll be all right.
Bill don't want to put up with that dumbness in New England.
That's what I said. Belichick would never play Jameis Winston. Never.
No way.
He is special. He's special. In more than one way.
Although they do have great crab legs in New England.
Yeah, there you go.
All types of crustaceans in New England. Delicious. Now,
lobsters.
Would you be angry if, all right, Tua's gone. Let's say San Diego jumps you, and you take a Jordan Love, just rolling a name out there.
I wouldn't be against
Cam
it.
Newton. So Lord Love sits for a year, and you start Cam Newton. If you think right away,
honestly, I'm fine with starting Fitz. Let Fitz play. Let him play for another year.
Yes, says the beard.
If they draft Tua, he ain't playing next year. You know, let the guy sit. Let him be 100%.
Probably start
on
the bench. You might take over depending what happens.
The Sage family loves Fitzpatrick.
I'll be honest with you, I hated him. I didn't want him to bring him in last year, but I grew to like the guy. You gotta love a guy who's just out there balling. You know, the guy had nothing to lose. He's just out there he's from Harvard, bro. He's happy to be in the league.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give you since he's not here, I'm gonna give you the Chris H line. I love Fitzpatrick. He's a gunslinger. And you know what that is? That's a dog whistle for Tony Romo. It always is. This gunslinger bullshit.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't love him, but I grew to like him at the end of last year. You know,
but to Joel's point, like, okay, if you miss Tua, would you rather them grab Love?
You know, honestly, I would.
You want to make a move for Eason? I like Eason myself personally.
I wouldn't hate the fact if like 18 they figured, you know what, Love's still there, let's grab him.
I don't think Love.
I haven't really watched much of him.
I don't think he's going to be there.
If you're taking Love, what's happening with that is your second and third first round pick are getting packaged together. So you stay wherever you are at, what is it, 5?
5, 18, and 26.
So you stay at 5. You take the best offensive lineman, Wirtz, or whoever you want there.
Yeah.
And then you have to package the other 2 to move up. Not a bad
Probably in front
plan.
of the Raiders, you think, right?
More than likely, but not a bad plan if you're getting your, cornerstone left tackle, and then you get your quarterback in the same first round. I mean, hopefully your left tackle is better than Sam Baker was for Matt Ryan. But
always got to come with some Falcons bullshit. Soon we're gonna hear about the phantom call for Roddy White.
Sam Baker's arms were this long, yo. This is how Sam Baker blocked.
Sam Baker, Coral Springs alum.
Really? I did not know that. Or I did know and I blocked it out because he was so bad blocking for Matt Ryan.
He sucked.
If you so that's not a bad plan, not a bad route to go if you don't get Tua. But,
I wouldn't be opposed to it. I don't know. Just something about Herbert. I don't know. I'd like to avoid that whole situation. I mean, unless he fell, if he's there at 18 for some reason, which I doubt that, but maybe you consider it. I don't think he's a number 5. We
got more history coming on here. This was the first man to have a message on the podcast here. We played his message last week. Also a Dolphin fan. We're getting inundated with Dolphin fans. Corey, we see your name. Very nice name there, but turn your camera on, homie. It says it's trying to connect.
There you are.
There we go.
Corey, we can't see you.
Okay, let's see if we can get the video going. There we are.
Whoa.
Yo, turn the camera back off, yo.
You'd be blessed I graced your presence.
Oh, man. The bottom corner of my screen just cracked. Yo, what's up, son?
How you been, brother?
How you living?
Boys, I'm tough, man. Tough.
Yeah.
This virus world is crazy.
But you're Rona free, though, right?
Yeah, just getting a little stir crazy in the house, trying to keep to ourselves.
Corey, this is our boy Mike. This is my boy Mike from Jersey. He's also a Dolphins fan.
What's up, buddy?
Mike, this is Corey.
What's going on, Mikey?
Die hard Dolphins all day, all year.
Canes, baby.
Oh, you got the Canes hat on today, even though they're not drafted.
That ain't right, bro. How many guys FSU got going first round?
We'll get somebody off the board before you. And this is a year for us.
Unless it's the first round, it ain't even worth talking about.
Whole nother night. Yo, so
first round or bust.
When somebody comes on now, we're gonna be hitting you up. You've heard of fuck, marry, kill before. This one is start, bench, and cut. All right, so
start, bench, and cut.
So start, bench, and cut. I'm going to give you, these are the 3 shortest players in the NFL.
We're going to go there, Joel?
You can't really see on the camera because Corey's got the hero shot going on right now. But Corey and Sly Stallone, right about the same
I'm legally 5'8", so I don't want to hear it.
All right. So he went down to the Dominican Republic and had a doctor put that he was 5'8" on a piece of paper. Anyway,
that's what happens when you get your license in Florida.
3 shortest players in the NFL. You got Kyler Murray, who's listed at 5'8". You got Tariq Cohen, listed at 5'6", and returner Trendon Holiday at 5'5". So we're starting. Who you cutting and who you benching?
Trendon Holiday is getting cut.
Man was a Pro Bowler, return Pro Bowler. There's 3 phases.
Punt returner, anybody can be interchangeable as a punt returner. Just a matter of breaking 1 or 2, and you're good.
Damn.
No love for those.
No love for me on punt returns, man. That's like special teams. It's only a few years away from them getting rid of it.
How is Darren Sproles not added into the short list?
I know.
Didn't he
you said Kyler Murray. How tall is Drew Brees? Drew Brees 5'8", 5'9".
Come on, man.
Brees about 5'10". No, it isn't.
Is he really?
I thought Sproles retired though.
It doesn't matter. He's a short all-star legend.
No, but
he is a short all-star legend.
These 3 guys are all current.
Darren Sproles is a hero for the vertically challenged.
So if we took Holiday out and we put in Sproles now, so now you got Kyler Murray, Tariq Cohen, and Sproles.
I can't hear you, Joel. We're losing you.
Who's getting cut if we remove Trendon Holiday and we put in Darren Sproles. So it's Kyler Murray, Tariq Cohen, and Darren Sproles.
Cohen's getting cut. I love Sproles too much. He's won me many fantasy tournaments, and he's got a special place in my heart.
You got rid of Cohen because he's Jewish. It's anti-Semitic.
Legend.
So,
bro, he's one of like three Jewish guys in the NFL.
Sproles.
So we heard from Mike. Mike wants Tua. He's all
Mhm.
about. He's 100% on board with Tua. He doesn't care if his hip is broken. He wants Tua. What are your thoughts? Are you worried about it? Is that who you?
No. There's so many scenarios that could possibly unfold. I've heard things about them trading up to number 3, them trading up to number 3 and keeping 5 somehow. Them bouncing around and trying to move up to 1 still, even though the Bengals have denied it the entire time. I mean, they're still going to make an effort. I do like that aspect of it. We're trying to get better. We're trying to get the best guy available and on the board right now before it even kicks off. So I like being proactive about it and seeing what happens once the draft starts. You never know. Teams get crazy and desperate, and shit could go down.
If I'm Cincinnati, and I know Getz and I talked about this earlier, if I'm Cincinnati, I'm taking that offer from the Dolphins. I'm taking the extra.
100%.
That team
Hell yeah.
Man, and
I don't want them to do it. Personally, I would be happy with Tua and, count our blessings, move on, pick up some offensive tackles. If that's what we're going to do is, take Tua at 5, then I think, moving up to possibly block the Chargers from snagging them might be beneficial for us, might not cost us as much. We'll swap our 5, throw in, a second rounder or something.
They're saying the Dolphins and Lions are talking right now.
Oh yeah, definitely. And they said yesterday that the Lions were preparing to draft at number 5.
Yeah, they've been talking to everybody. That's a good move if you can hold.
So hold up. I have a question. So Corey, what you're saying is if the Dolphins traded all the first round picks to move up to 1 and get Burrow, you would feel shortchanged?
No, as long as that's all it costs. If it costs us additional picks like next year or perhaps, second or third rounders, then, I don't mind throwing another second rounder in there. But, I mean, it's a lot to pay when we built up all this draft capital.
It is a lot to pay. So neither.
I mean, we could possibly draft 3 first-round studs that are going to be, Pro Bowlers.
I'm just glad Joel
in a year or two's time.
Neither one of you wants to move up to 1 for Burrow.
No.
This is all Brian Flores' fault. If you just won 1 game last year like you were supposed to, you'd have the first pick, and you wouldn't be having to worry about this anything. But you guys have over.
I don't know. We lose to the Giants and the Redskins, and they're both ahead of us. What kind of shit is that? I don't care about it. We lose to both of those bums.
Dolphin way.
Yeah. And
Come
Cincinnati.
on,
no, we beat Cincinnati. They let us win.
Yeah.
Be happy that you have a good coach.
No,
this is the best I've felt.
I'm excited about that. Yeah, absolutely.
The coach is in place.
To be the best coach that you've had, probably since.
Absolutely.
Hey, Joel, can I interject for a second?
Right
where's your other partner in crime, Ricky?
He had something to do this afternoon. I don't know.
Work related,
bro. It's draft time. It's draft time.
Damn right, Corey. That's what I'm talking about, Corey. It's fucking draft night. Let's go.
It is. Let's do this. I'm pumped. It's the best I've felt in years.
He'll be on in the next go around here.
Hey, so listen. Hold up, listen.
In fact, he just texted me. Keep going.
Since we got you Dolphins fans on here, and there's talk of a quarterback in the top 5, I just want you to know they're not always locks. Okay, I'm gonna go to my notes. Here.
Oh, it's a 50-50 shot. I know this. I was looking at
QBs, quarterbacks drafted in the top 5 picks since 1999. So
Brady
20 years worth of
Matt
quarterbacks.
Lina,
No. Just top 5. Just top 5.
Okay.
There's been 28 since 1999. So in the last 20 years, there's been 28 quarterbacks picked in the top 5 picks.
Okay.
14 of those 28 had a losing record in the NFL. Only 2 MVPs, Cam Newton and my man, Matt Ryan.
Did get the curse, though. Mahomes wins the MVP. D4 jumps off sides. Next year, Mahomes doesn't win the MVP. Super Bowl.
Well, you think
that has nothing to do with this.
Lamar's going to take that path?
There's an MVP curse.
So listen. Also, QBs drafted in the top 5 since 1999. Only one Super Bowl champion, Eli Manning. Only 2 of those quarterbacks out of 28 drafted in the top 5 since 1999. Only 2 of them have made 5 or more Pro Bowls. One, Phillip Rivers, and the one with the S on his chest, Donovan McNabb.
That's why I stay away from Herbert.
So it's not a lock. Drop
back. But that's why.
Beeson.
That's why I would stay away from Herbert, because he just doesn't have it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't. If it's Tua, I would take the chance. I'm not touching Herbert.
He's almost
Mike's on record. He wants Tua.
I just don't want there to be another Drew Brees situation where we didn't take a guy because we didn't think he was quite healthy enough.
Good point. Good point.
We end up getting screwed in the end. And I also like the fact that you mentioned. Hold on, Joel. I also like the fact that Brian mentioned Eli Manning, because I believe he pulled a little bitch boy move and was like, I don't want to go play for you, and ended up at the Giants. So
he did.
If Joe Burrow,
I was hoping Burrow would
pulled that move, I'd be totally down, because I know his ass wants to be
playing. Exactly. I'd be happy with that.
Had the Dolphins signed Drew Brees, his shoulder really would have been broken.
Probably. And I love watching Saban on TV talking about that they should draft Tua and not do the same thing that they did with Breeze,
like
and pass on him, because that asshole was the one that fucking passed on him.
No, it was Saban that wanted Breeze. It was the medical staff that said his shoulder stopped.
I know. Well, I mean, ultimately.
And then you got Culpepper. Yeah, baby.
Ultimately, it was Satan's decision. Ultimately,
Culpepper.
Get your roll on.
Yeah, I mean
It's been a rough history, man. It's been a rough run.
I mean, in the Dolphins pantheon, there's Marino, and then there's Culpepper.
Yeah.
Gus Frerotte.
I mean, that's all it's ever played here.
Did Gus Frerotte
that's what we're known for.
Headbutt the wall?
Ray Lucas.
Dolphin or a Redskin?
Pat White. He still hasn't woke up from his hit.
We just talked about Pat White last week.
Oh, what's he doing? Where's that guy?
He doesn't know.
He's out of the league.
Probably in a hospital
the streets somewhere.
Yeah.
He's probably asking people what happened.
He's an 86.
Truthfully, friggin' Jay Fiedler was probably the most successful guy after Marino.
Yeah, for real.
The only one
he was.
The only one that
that was a great year. But I'm just saying, overall, Pennington was that 1 year, and then he got his arm fell off.
Hey, Joel, what's this I hear about the Atlanta Falcons trying to play some switcheroo type stuff and slide up into the top 5?
They try to go all the way to 2, and give away a lot to move all the way to 2 in Cincinnati.
Who do you guys want, Isaiah?
No, they wanted Young. Really, what the wish list is kind of in order is Young, Brown, Okuda. 1,
That's
2, 3,
fair.
And then Kinlaw would be the fall.
I like Okuda.
If we move back to 9, with the Lions, and it's probably going to be either Brown or Kinlaw. If we go all the way up to 5, or 4, 5 would be you guys. All the way up to 4, it's for Brown for sure.
Yo, Detroit's in a great spot to fucking load up on some picks, man.
Corey, no profanity on the podcast.
And they that's what I'm saying with Cincinnati too. Like, if the Dolphins are coming at you with that sort of offer, you have to listen, because your football team is not good.
Yeah,
3
exactly.
first-round
And
picks.
Matt Patricia is also in a position where he has to win, him and the GM there. So I think they make the move, get a bunch of early round guys while dropping out of the top 5 and trading back 2 or 3 times, stacking picks for this year, next year, and they're in a good position.
So who you think's going 1, 2, 3?
Burrow.
First 2 we kind of know already. Burrow and Young are 1, 2.
Yeah, Young, and then I think Tua if Dolphins trade up to Detroit.
Mike, you good with trading up, or you want to stay at 5 and get Tua? If you up, you're giving up at least one of the first rounders.
Yeah, I mean, if they feel that they have to move up, then that means that they're confident that he's healthy. If they stay at 5, they might just say, if he falls to 5, we'll take him.
Mm-hmm. See, I don't know. Go ahead.
I wouldn't.
What if you trade with the Lions and the Lions throw in Matt Stafford?
We already got Fitzpatrick. You know, I'm not playing that game. No. I'll take the journeyed veteran to mentor a new quarterback over Matt Stafford. No way. No way.
You're saying Fitzpatrick is as good as Matt Stafford?
I think he's smarter than Matt Stafford.
Ooh, that's football. Racist.
but what are you saying?
Clean cut guys? Look at me.
What are you
Kids
saying?
From
though?
Georgia with mullets.
Taking Stafford, and then what? Then what are you doing with that third pick?
You're going left tackle then.
Yeah, then you're taking a tackle.
Take Stafford.
Then you take a tackle. You have Stafford as your quarterback.
Why do you take a tackle? Why do you take a tackle when Tua is left-handed? A left tackle.
Well, any tackle, right tackle, left tackle, whatever.
That's my thing, though. Why move up and take a tackle if you're going to draft a guy that's left-handed and his blind side's on the opposite side?
Well, yeah, if you have a monster left tackle, you could still play him on the right.
I don't buy them moving up for a tackle though.
No,
because at that point, then why even trade? Why did you get rid of Tunsil? You know,
that might have been.
I said that was a dumb move from the jump.
No,
you don't trade a young left tackle that's good.
I know why they did it. They got 2 first-round picks for the guy. But the bad move would be to trade up in this year's draft to draft a tackle. If that was your plan, then it was dumb. But I mean, you still got the additional first-round pick for next year. But this is all probably based on them thinking Tua wasn't going to blow out his hip.
Well, here's how I feel. What were you going to say, Corey?
No, go ahead. Finish your thing.
Here's how I feel. I played offensive line. I coached offensive line. I truly believe the game is won in the trenches. Joel, you always tell me your favorite comedians are the storytellers. I'm about to tell you all a story. In 1999, the Eagles sucked. The Eagles were in the same position as the Dolphins right now, very limited talent. Andy Reid comes in. Does he go for the quarterback right away? No. He takes Trey Thomas, the massive left tackle out of Florida State, as a Hall of Famer on the left side. Then he signs John Runyon from the Tennessee Titans, who had just went to the Super Bowl, to play on the right side. So you got
what year did you say that was?
Shut up. You got the two bookend. Oh my God. You got two bookend. This is why we don't invite people on.
Hold on 1 second.
Cut him.
No, I just muted him. You're good.
All right. So we got two bookend tackles. Then Andy Reid takes the quarterback, Donovan McNabb, when the line's already in place. 5 NFC championship games and went to the Super Bowl. What does Andy Reid do then? He goes to the Kansas City Chiefs. Does he take a quarterback right away? No. He drafts Luke Joeckel as the left tackle. Wasn't that great, so he moves him over to the right. Then he takes Eric Fisher, puts him at left tackle, gets a Pro Bowl guard from the Browns. Then he takes Pat Mahomes. They go to the AFC Championship, and then this year win the Super Bowl. So what I'm trying to tell you people is learn from Andy Reid. Put the offensive line in place first. Then take the young quarterback to have success.
I agree. You got to build the line. But my point is with them especially. I'm talking just Dolphins' perspective. You drafted Juwan James. You let the guy – he's a first-round draft pick.
Garbage. He sucks.
He wasn't garbage. Got paid a lot of money, but you let him walk. Yep. You draft Tunsil. Guy was Pro Bowler.
But then
you trade him. If you're not going to take these linemen, if you're going to draft these linemen in the first round, you got to give these guys second contracts with that idea in mind. Like if you just drafted a guy, it's a waste of a pick. It's a waste of a pick, especially the way they've been doing it recently. That's my only point.
I'm also gonna give you a piece of Dolphins history. Traded up 1 year to the number 3 pick to take Deion Jordan.
Yeah.
And the Eagles
Let's not talk about that.
The Eagles select with the 4th overall pick right behind you, Lane Johnson, All-Pro right tackle Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, you would have.
Don't tell me I don't know what I'm talking about.
So you see, we got another.
It's a different.
another person on the screen here, apparently coming from Australia. I don't know why he's upside down.
Yeah.
We got Ricky Ricky in the building. We got
What's
a couple
up?
minutes. We got a couple minutes before we're ending the segment here, but
I can't even see
we
him.
wanted to bring you on while Corey was still here. Mike, that's Mike in the upper corner over there. That's Sage's brother. Ricky Leaky, go ahead. Have at it with Corey. Have fun.
Oh, that's
No,
it.
I mean, Corey today is. I think Corey actually has a man crush on Sam Darnold. I'm going to say it right now, because there's not a day that goes by that he can't text me something about Sam Darnold. It really. I can't
I know how
explain
to
it.
get to you. I know how to get to you. What can I say?
It's quarterback envy. When you haven't had a quarterback in years, and you see someone
To envy, get out of here. I don't want any part of that guy. He's got to be a
The
bust all
Scrapple
day.
Shack.
Yeah, man.
Coming soon.
Reek, why are you upside down like the Wizard of Oz?
I have no fucking clue. I literally have no idea. But
No
I guess we can keep it.
profanity.
We can keep it trippy, I guess. But I don't know.
Wait,
Yeah, that is a
got
little
the-
trippy.
You got the, what is that, the Aurora Borealis behind you? or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah, the Northern Lights.
Yeah. I mean, we might as well keep going with the trippy theme, no?
Yeah.
What kind of night are you having? Like, shoot.
Yeah, I
So we're
know,
gonna
but
hop off and pay some bills in a second here. But Reek, before we hop off, you tell us, who do you think the Dolphins are going to take tonight?
assuming no trades, right? Just at 5, just straight up
No,
at 5.
If a
Yes,
trade's gonna
at
happen,
5.
If a trade's not going to happen, I'm saying, what do you think's actually at the end of the night? Who do the Miami Dolphins have on their roster that wasn't there, right now?
Tua.
There you go.
I think they're going to take Tua
I like to hear it.
because I remember reading. Oh yeah,
Hold that
we gotta pay
thought,
some bills.
Enrique. We'll be back here. Want to thank Corey and Sage for coming on here. The other Sage, you met the king. This is the prince here. So when his brother is king, he'll be a prince. Corey, nice to see you again there, sir. You're looking much taller on camera than you do in real life. We'll holler at you in a few minutes. Crackbacks. We'll be back. Pay some bills.
Eat more Scrapple at The Scrapple Shack. Coming soon.
All right, Crackbacks crew back in the building here. Special shout outs to Mike Sage and to Corey Lemin for hopping on the program today. We'll have some other friends. We've got a lot of characters in our lives we'll bring on. You'll meet a lot of them moving forward here. But the draft is coming up upon us quickly here, so we're just going to be in and out on this segment real fast here. We're going to give you one thing that we think is going to happen tonight that no one's really foreseeing right now. But something weird every draft night happens. We'll start with you, Reek. What do you think is going to happen tonight?
I think some team's going to reach and trade up for Jordan Love. Someone's going to fall in love with the athleticism and the dual threat capability. He kind of looks like a Kaepernick on film, but, Kaepernick when he started in the league wasn't bad. So I think someone's going to fall sucker for that and fall in love and trade up for that guy.
Okay. And who do you want the Jets to take?
Like assuming anyone's available kind of thing, or just
No,
realistically?
At the end of the night, so 9 o'clock, 9:30, whatever passes by, who's on the Jets roster if Enrique has his choice?
Tristan Wirfs.
You still stand?
Ooh,
Okay, all right.
different.
I thought we were going wide receiver there, but my man was.
Well, he's been saying Andrew Thomas for months, so Wirfs is a shakeup.
Yeah, it's because the Iowa guys, man, they're just turning in the NFL right now. They're not just going to the NFL; they're playing well in the NFL. And I like the guy's background, the wrestling background.
Their head coach,
athletic.
The Iowa head coach does develop offensive line for sure.
Stupid athletic. That is.
Yeah, and they're a running football team, so they've actually been playing like offensive line play in the NFL, like in college. They weren't playing a spread offense.
Good analysis.
Very nice, very nice. All right, so you gets here. What's going to happen out of left field that no one's talking about right now?
Here's my hot take. None of these top 5 quarterbacks will be good. None of them.
I agree.
None of them.
I agree.
I just read you the whole the top 5 quarterbacks since 1999. Corey was trying to talk the whole time, but hopefully some people got that info. And the bottom line is top 5 quarterbacks don't necessarily mean lock. The Bears traded up to get Mitch Trubisky. They went and got him at number 2, and he blows. They already had to bring in Nick Foles. They could have stayed where they were and drafted one, Pat Mahomes, maybe Deshaun Watson. But, the Bears suck. So that's my hot take is none of these quarterbacks that are going to be good. Tua, Burrow, none of them. And not really a knock on them so much as like they're going to bad situations. Cincinnati's always a terrible situation. Miami, they'll find a way to screw it up. like you were saying in the last segment, if Herbert lands in San Diego, they already got receivers in place. They got a decent line. They got a good running back. They got defensive players as well. Whoever lands in that San Diego situation probably has the best possibility of being successful.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's a rough division. Having to play KC. Denver's going to get better.
Yeah.
Oakland, look at me. I told you I was going to say Oakland. Vegas is going to – we don't know how Vegas is going to be yet. If Mariota turns out to be what Mariota was supposed to be, then Vegas is decent too. That's a rough, really rough division. But I feel you on that. Everybody's got question marks on them. Everyone thinks Burrow.
And as far as my Eagles tonight, what I want to happen is for us to trade up wherever we need to go, 10, 11, 12, whatever, grab CeeDee Lamb or Ruggs. I would be very happy with that. If we stay at 21, I want the linebacker from LSU because middle linebackers from LSU always ball out.
Now, you gave me a bunch of scenarios there. At midnight, if Getz gets his wishes, at midnight, who's on the Eagles?
Ruggs.
Heard.
And I'm on record as saying, now that I've said I love Ruggs, Joel will probably try to take him in the fantasy draft.
No, I need running backs. I need running backs. If you're talking about drafting DeAndre Swift or Cam Akers, then I was taking your player. But you're probably fine with Ruggs. Now,
you don't want J.K. Dobbins?
I wouldn't be angry with him, but I think he's going to be going higher than where we would be, willing to take a running back right now. I don't want to take somebody in the second round. We need secondary help in the second round, assuming we don't take Okuda with the first pick. If we move up, of course. But I'd like Akers in the third if I got my wishes, tomorrow. I'd like to get Akers.
Who do you want in the first round? Who do you want?
So Falcons pick in the first round here. I do think we are going to move up. So I want the tackle. I want a defensive tackle. I've been wanting somebody huge next to Grady Jarrett for a minute now. I'd be happy with Kinlaw. I'd be really happy with Brown.
You want Derek Brown? All right.
Yeah,
big country boy.
Am I kind of out of left field there?
Yeah, he's trashed. He's also kind of soft.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. If we go corner in the first round, it's because we moved up and got Okuna. Other than that, I need a big 300-something pound guy in the middle of my defense because we've been lacking that for a number of years right now. I think the last one we had was the ODK, the original dog killer. Jason Babineau was the last one that we had in the middle that was just a huge human being. So Brown is the one that I want.
Someday on the podcast, you're gonna have to explain ODK.
Oh yeah,
not now, but someday.
We'll talk about about who the ODK is. I don't even think Reek knows about the ODK, but we'll be back tomorrow. We'll check out some of our predictions and see how close we were at midnight tonight. Dwayne Brown's gonna be an Atlanta Falcon.
Ruggs, come to Philly.
All right, Reek, you're on mute. You trying to say something before we get out of here?
Worse, come to the Jets.
There we go. All right, Crackbacks. We'll hit you up after the
Peace.
draft. Good luck to everybody's team.
Yeah.